Happy Saturday, y'all. So I just did a live I don't know, like 20 minutes ago, just on my Facebook page out on my deck, and then I shaved my head and took a shower and figured I'd come up here and talk a little bit. So I got two cameras going. I got you guys on Instagram and I got the rest of the world over here. So I want to just make sure I get this out to like all of my followings, X, Facebook, LinkedIn, and so on. So I don't know, like I've had those situations where, and I don't know, I mean, I'm curious if you ever been in a situation where you feel like no matter what you do, life is just smacking you in the face. It's like you try this and you just get knocked. You try this, you get knocked. And no matter what, it's like, what the heck's going on here? No matter what I do, nothing seems to work out. And I've been there before, and it's incredibly frustrating. It's, I mean, it's just not fun. Let's put it that way, where you're just getting smacked. It's like, what the hell is going on here? No matter what I try, no matter what I do, nothing seems to work out. And that can lead to a lot of bad things. Like, and again, I'm talking, and this could be in pretty much anything, but I'm specifically talking in business where, and it doesn't matter whether you're in real estate, you're in sales, you're in whatever you're in network marketing. It's interesting. Like this morning, I saw a couple of lives. I saw a live with Alex Hermosi, and he was talking about I caught, it was like a short or a reel, and I caught a small piece of it, but it's like guys talking about like people that are frustrated in sales. Like if you went out and like presented your business to 1,000 people, okay, it would be pretty much impossible for you to not make some sales, just like the bare bones numbers. And then it was interesting, like later this morning, I was on another reel or short, and I watched this kid, and I should have Googled it between the deck and the shave and the shower and getting dressed and coming up here. But there's a kid on Instagram that he's probably on YouTube as well, I'm sure. In fact, I might have watched it on YouTube. I don't know. And he goes around interviewing these billionaires and millionaires, and he travels all over the place, and he interviews these people that are super wealthy. And just, I don't know if you've ever seen the kid. It's pretty cool. But he grabs these people and he does these like 1-minute interviews. And he grabbed this dude that's from, I think he's either from Dubai or somewhere like that. And what this guy said, part of what he said, which was like kind of in alignment with what Alex said this morning, was my first year. And I think the guy runs like this. It's one of two guys, because there was two guys from like that region, and one of them was like the first cannabis billionaire. The other one runs like the largest water park in Dubai. And he said the first year I got 651 no's. Like, how many of you can handle 651 no's before you get a yes? Like, think about that for a second. Like, most network marketers I know that aren't making any money, after the second no, they like go run for the hills and they're done. They're like, I'm out. Like, their first friend says, "Oh my gosh, you're crazy. I can't believe you do one of those things." And then they're done. So, got me thinking. And for some reason, like I saw the other one, and then I started, daydreaming, or probably day nightmaring to the times in my life where I've like done things, and it's like like everything I do, nothing seems to work out. And it was making me think back really early on in my network marketing career, where I showed up, like I signed up in my very first network marketing business, and I was coachable. I was showing up for trainings. I remember that, in fact, I had a cool opportunity to reconnect with my friend Ben, who ran this initial office that we were in, and this other guy, Dan, who, like, Dan always like, "Dude, you're like the hardest working. I've never seen anybody that works as hard as you do." And like, I've always been willing to do the work. And it was funny because those first 2 years, I showed up earlier, I stayed later. Like, I worked my butt off, and like, I had nothing to show for it. And it's like, wait, what? Like, and I remember, like, I was probably 9 months in, and there was this Hispanic dude that came in who I remember he was a Nordstrom shoe sales guy. And I'm like 9 months into this deal, like 10, 12 hours a day and making no headway. And like going home and crying in a ball on my couch, like what's wrong with me? And this guy comes in and like within like 3 months, he's doing like 60 grand plus a month in volume, sales volume. The entire Long Beach office turned in from, English speaking to Spanish speaking briefings. And it was just like, bang, there's another one, right? There's another like knock on the head. And I'm like what, like, what's wrong with me? And there's probably been a couple other times in my life where I've like banged up against the wall like that. And it's like, it seems like the whole world is like up against you. It's like, you're just getting punched in the face constantly. And so I don't know, it just inspired me to go. I did a live a little bit ago on my deck. And I want to talk about that because, and I don't know. I mean, if have you ever been in that situation where life is just smacking you upside the face? Like, we hear the phrase, like when it rains, it pours. It's like, it would be nice to get a little sprinkle so it'll water the garden, but not flood my garden so everything dies. And it got me thinking. And again, my niche, my specialty is network marketing, but this is widely applicable to any business anywhere. Like, it doesn't matter what you do. This thought process is, if you're especially for anybody who's in a production based type of business, that would be any type of sales. I don't know that this would apply to somebody that's working in an hourly wage or a salary. I don't know. I mean, I haven't thought that far ahead, but like the first thing I would say is like, if life is kicking your butt and smacking you upside the head, and it seems like nothing, it's just like, no matter what you do, nothing is working. And before you go throw in the towel, which a lot of people do, before you just like, I'm done. Like, I'm done with network marketing. I'm done with real estate. I'm done with whatever you're done with. Like, the first place you got to do, the first thing you have to do is you have to be like brutally honest with yourself. And this is something I've most certainly spoken on many, many times, but it's like, it's so fascinating to me how many people like really think that they've put what's a good college try into it, right? I gave it the good college try. I don't even know what is a college try anyhow. Like, what is that? Like, do you know? I have no idea what it is. I'll have to go Google that. That's another thing. Sometimes I like say stuff and I'm like, where does that root from? I don't even know where that roots from. And it's like a phrase that we use. And actually, I want to get it. Never mind. I'll just add another thought about a phrase that I finally Googled it, and apparently it's a racist phrase. I don't know. Fortunately, I haven't probably used that phrase very much. But so the first thing I would suggest that you do is like, okay, life's kicking your butt. You're getting smacked in the face constantly. If you were to like look back, right, over whatever period of time it is, like, my first thought is like, have you given it enough time? Like, have you given it enough time for your the seeds that you've planted to bear fruit? Like, a lot of times people haven't even honestly, like in network marketing, somebody gives it a month and then they bail. 2 weeks they bail, a week they bail. First prospect that says no, they bail. I mean, that happens in traditional sales too. So I've seen it happen. My family, I saw it happen years and years ago in my family business where people would come in and, I mean, we'd have account executives that would last a month. I'm like, you haven't even like barely beat the streets yet, and you're done. You're giving up. You're quitting. So have you has there been a long enough season for you to make the determination that like it really isn't working? Like, if you're being really truly honest with yourself. And it's pretty easy to lie to yourself. I mean, the human mind is so amazing. It's like you can sell yourself on anything you want. Like, it's wild. So that's the first place that I would start. Secondly, I would also look at like, okay, so yeah, no, I've been at this thing and I've been getting smacked in the face for however long, 2 years. I've been like I ain't any further along 2 years later. What's going on here? Like 2 years I've been in this thing and it's like, I'm still in the same damn place. In fact, I'm further back than I was before. Okay. All right. Then let's just do an analysis. And then let's look back at the last 2 years and go, all right, have I, let's truly analyze what I've done and go, okay, one of the things that for sure I think is really vital in any production-based business is metrics and like tracking. Like if I was a sales manager running a sales team and I had some non-productive sales rep, I'd be like, let me see your numbers, bro. Maybe I wouldn't call him bro, but let me see your numbers. And I would most certainly have all of my account executives, whatever they're called, like let's see your weekly call reports. Like I never vibed with weekly call reports because I was always a producer when I was in sales, which was a short period of time. I mean, I've been in sales my whole life, but in traditional selling. But like if you were to, like, first of all, you can't, what is the phrase? You can't what is it? You can't track what you can't measure. You can't, I'm blowing it. You guys, one of you guys knows where I'm going here. Like you can't, if you don't, again, I don't know. I got no notes. I didn't come here like, let me plan on this quote that is going to come out of my mind while I'm going through here. But if you don't take the time to measure it, like I know for sure, and it's downstairs in my, next to my couch because I was working down there earlier, but I track everything. So if I didn't produce over a period of time, I would know very, very clearly, or at least I would have a great idea of why I was not producing or producing based on the metrics, based on me, like, okay, here's all of my call logs or my reach out logs. I still do it to this day. Like I've never stopped doing it. It's one of those tools that I can't and I won't live without. Like it's weird right now that it's not on my desk because I was working remotely this morning. I came back home, my backpack, which has got my Fearless Networking Prospecting Partner, my notepad, my journal, that's all in my backpack downstairs. I didn't bring it upstairs because I didn't know what I didn't anyhow. But I'm always tracking. So if like for sure, if you hadn't tracked before, maybe starting today, tracking yourself would be good. That means it's like, I mean, I literally use a simple log where I'm logging every bit of revenue producing activity, outgoing reach outs, calls, text, emails, DMs, whatever they might be. So if I'm like down on myself, like, whoa, why are things not, going so great? Well, if the log is empty, then I know there's the answer, which is the answer for a lot of people. Now, sometimes like you go through phases, or you go like you go through streaks. You're like good. I'm good for 3 days. And then I'm like in a depression state for 2 months. Not good. It's not a good place to be. Or I'm in a maybe not depression, but maybe I'm in a, I didn't do any, I'm like, I got into all this busy activity, and then you're sitting there and you're down on yourself and you're ready to throw in the towel or go find some other opportunity. But then what have you really done? Like, did you really actually do anything? Like, so you can look back and you can figure it out. Like, again, number one, and this is a little bit different than the one I did on Facebook because I was out on my personal page because I didn't think about this. Like the runway. How long has the runway been? How long have you been at it? Like if you've been at it for 2 weeks, you got no reason to be, oh my gosh, I'm quitting. If you've been at it for a month, it doesn't even matter. Like real estate, insurance, you got yourself in finance, you got yourself some sales job, you're in network marketing, whatever it is. 90 days, like you're giving yourself 90 days as your runway to determine whether you're going to pursue this any further or not. You shouldn't even get into any of those things if that's all you're giving yourself. Like that's not enough. It's not enough time. What is enough? Okay, well, I don't know. I suppose it would vary from career to career, but I don't know. I mean, if I was going to pursue a real estate career and then make a determination whether I'm cut out for it or not, 90 days isn't enough. A month isn't enough. 6 months isn't enough. Maybe you give it 24 to 36 months of like hustling. But then again, it has to be matched up with it. Not just 36 months of like hanging out. It would have to be 36 months of, hey, here's trackable, here's all the metrics from my business, yet I'm still not getting results. And then truth is, you may not be cut out for it, because not everybody's cut out for real estate, network marketing, being in finance, being in sales, being in any of this stuff. But it's not like you can't sit here and like, before you wave the yellow, it should be a white flag. It's my yellow beanie. Before you wave the white flag, I don't have anything white here right now. So, oh, wait a minute. I got a tissue. Hold on. Before you wave the tissue and you're done, let's look at a few things. Have you given it enough time? Yes or no? And again, there's no exact number in any of these careers. There's no like, okay, you need to give network marketing 24 months or whatever. But if we just use common sense, a week isn't enough. A month isn't enough. 6 months isn't enough. I mean, I was 2 years into my very first network marketing business with nothing to show for it. People all around me were in the other camp where they were quitting and they were like bailing. And I mean, tons of people, I for whatever reason, I didn't. And then after my 2 years of, failure is not the right word, I'll say lack of results. Then I find myself as an account executive, my family owned a radio station. I find myself taking a job with the family. I'm not going to go into that whole story, but I'm there. I'm applying myself. I'm getting results there, which was interesting. And I got results pretty quickly there. I had a lot of great network marketing training and education that served me well, work ethic, just different way of thinking. A lot of things that I took from those first 2 years applied into that worked really, really well for me. But then it was interesting because there were people that we were hiring that would last a month or last a few weeks. And then I'll get into the second part of this, the second analysis part of it. So the first thing is, how long did I give myself a long enough time? The second thing is, okay, let's say I've given myself a long enough time, but during that length of time, let's call it 24 months. Let's pick a number. During that 24 months, was I incredibly consistent doing the exact right activities, like on a regular, daily, ongoing basis, so that at the end of those 24 months, I can truly determine, okay, like here I'm at month 24 and I have applied myself like nobody's business, not lying to myself, applying myself. There's a difference. Applying myself for a really extended period of time, and then to get no results at that period of time. Now you're okay. So I'm going to do an analysis of 24 months. I've given it enough time. I have thoroughly applied myself. Again, difference between like, okay, let's put it in network marketing for a second. I've like consumed network marketing 9 hours a day and then did one reach out every 5 days. That's not applying yourself. So now we're at the end of that 24 months. I've given it enough time. I've applied myself. And if you're still not getting results, and interestingly enough, there are people in all of these occupations that after 24 months, they're still not getting results. Even myself in network marketing. Okay, so what's wrong here? This is where we go into the second part of that picture. And we go, okay, well, I've done the activities and I was doing the right activities. Not like I wasn't prospecting. I wasn't talking to people. I wasn't doing reach outs. I was doing a ton of it, but then it was like producing nothing. And so it's like, okay, so then we got to look at different, like, what are you doing? Like, I know for me personally, and it's going to be different for everybody, but I know looking back that one, I talk too much. Like as soon as I had an interested person, like I didn't understand sales 101, which is like the first one who talks loses. And so I get somebody who's interested and then I would try to keep on selling them. I knew I did that. I don't know that I wouldn't say that was the biggest thing. For me, the biggest thing that I can mentally take myself back to is I was emanating desperation. I was emanating like all the energy that was flowing out of my being and my language, like just body language, actual language, gestures, everything was communicating desperation, beggy, pleady, needy, desperation. That did not serve me. I'm sure there were other flaws. Like My follow-up skills were probably not there. The way I asked questions, there were a number of things, because I was still an amateur at that point, that were contributing to the lack of results. But like, again, if life is punching you in the face and you're like, I'm ready to throw in the towel, wave the white flag, surrender. Before you do that, or before you like go, what's over here? Let me go check this out. Most of the time, that's not the problem. You're the problem. And I don't mean that in a mean way, but you're the variable. And again, I've said this many times. Like, if whatever you're in, whether it's you're in real estate at Coldwell Banker in this city, and we have to look at it specifically, not just I'm in real estate. If you're in Coldwell Banker in San Francisco, California, and there are other people under the Coldwell Banker brand in San Francisco that have begun the journey around the same time and been in the marketplace around same start time as you, and those people are seeing results and you're not, then it's not Coldwell Banker in San Francisco during that time frame. There's something that you're doing. Now, if we're talking network marketing, same thing. You can get the gist there. So then we've got to look at, okay, the way I've always kind of phrased it for whatever reason is like, and I don't know why, but it's like there's a leak in your boat. Your boat is sinking. And it's like, where's the leak? Am I being too assertive? Am I not being assertive enough? Am I awkward and weird and pushing people away? Am I putting people in front of a crappy presentation that just wouldn't excite even the most excitable person on the planet? And it's interesting because even it's just like, when is network marketing finally going to catch up? Like, and I speak for all these different companies. Like I had a guy I was on the phone last week with two dudes, both of, like, one's been in the network market. I've known him for 30 years. The other one, probably, I think he's been in his company 10 or 11 years. And I was like, okay, if you were going to show me the thing, like, what are you going to do with me? And they don't have a presentation. And he goes, I would, like, how do you not have a presentation? And it's not like, I mean, they're winning, they're successful. Both of them are making incredible money, but it's like, and again, I think, like, the expectations that I've always had, and I think you probably should continue to have, especially if you're involved in network marketing, is like, network marketing company is they pay the checks, they calculate the commissions, they send the products. If it's a physical products company, they send them on time. If they're damaged, they make good on it. If the customer has a problem, they deal with the customer service. My expectation is calculate everything accurately, ship the stuff out, pay on time every single time without fail, without exception, not ever an excuse to not pay on time, because that's like one of the biggest, worst things that a company can do. And then we're the marketing arm. Like, you guys, like, if you're in the field, you're the marketing arm. So if you don't have a presentation, then sitting there waiting around for the company to come up with a presentation for you, you're going to be waiting for a lifetime. A lifetime. You will, in most cases, probably wait forever. It'll never happen. That's my expectation. If it does happen, cool. But I would never expect that it would happen. So let me back up and review very quickly. Have you given, if life is punching you in the face, you need to fight back. You don't just wave the flag and give up. What you do is you go, okay, have I given it enough time? Okay. And again, you need to determine, I'm not sitting here to tell you there's no exact time. You got to figure that out for yourself. But again, a week, a month, 90 days is not enough time. Okay. Then, okay, cool. I've given it enough time and I've done the right activities very consistently, and I'm still not getting results. Then we go into a second phase of analysis where it's like, okay, what am I doing here? Like, I'm doing the work. I'm doing the right work. I'm doing like daily. I'm doing regular prospecting, reaching out, invites, exposures, and I'm still not producing anything. Then we have to look at different elements. Does your company suck? Is nobody joining the company? I doubt that's the case. And again, we can look around. Okay, well, there's other people winning in this company within the same time frame, within the same window that I'm here, and I'm not. Okay, well, what's the problem there? Then we have to look at, okay, well, if it's working for other people, suffice it to say, it should work for me. Then it's something that I'm doing. And then that's, again, your responsibility to figure that out. What are you going to, what else are you going to do? You're just going to be like, okay, I quit. I'm done. I mean, you could, and a lot of people do. A lot of people do. But it's just like, it's just foolishness. Like you're giving up. It's like, why don't you take the time to like fix it first? Fix it first. And I'm going to bring something up really quickly. Like let me say this, and I had it just crossed my mind. So before we went into lockdown mode, you guys remember that? And I hope we don't go into another one ever again because that sucked. I was doing regular recruiting retreats where I would grab a small group of people, put them into a house, live with them for 4 days, and help them figure their stuff out. Like they're stuck, you're getting unstuck. You're not moved, you suck at prospecting, you won't suck at prospecting. Like not physical hands-on, but like figurative hands-on, like I'm working with you. I stopped doing those because of that. And then I waited a little while afterwards, and now I'm back doing them again. So the one that we had available for March is done. I'm doing one April 1st through 5th. So I don't know what your situation is. I don't know even who's going to catch this. And I wasn't even planning on talking about this, but I'm doing another recruiting retreat here in Oregon, April 1st through 5th. I can take 8 people total, not 9, 8. That's it. So it's very small group in a home here in Bend, Oregon. If you're interested in like getting unstuck and getting after it, and this isn't just for people that are stuck, just to be clear. A lot of people that are stuck definitely come, but I've had people that are just like, dude, I want to come and work with you for 4 days so that I can just get back into the vibe again. So I can just get moving again at the level that I was working before. I've had 6-figure, 7-figure earners come who went into management mode for an extended period of time. And then because they stepped away from the bicycle for too long, they forgot how to ride the bike, which can happen. So you can, I don't know, put a comment, DM me, message me, whatever. And because we didn't even put up a website for the last retreat in March, and I'm not putting a website together for this one. It's 4 days. You get in on Tuesday. We get after it Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, and you fly home on Saturday. So if you're interested in helping me get you unstuck, that's happening. So again, I don't know, like the video that I saw this morning with Alex Hermosi, and then this other kid that's interviewing all these people, and then it made me start thinking about myself and being stuck. And then I was working remotely, and I'm like, oh, I don't know. That's typically how stuff happens for me. It's like, oh, a conversation I had, or I don't know. It's not like I have like oh, here's the 8 lives that I'm going to do this week. Here's the next month of lives that I'm going to do. This is not how it works. Sometimes I plan stuff out, but mostly I don't, like whatever live I end up doing tomorrow. If I do one, I don't know. I couldn't tell you what it's going to be. It's going to be typically inspired by something, some experience, some thought, whatever. Now my blog posts, those are typically planned out, but like when I do lives, no. So anyhow, hopefully you found this useful. Just thinking about like, it just sucks to be like getting after it and to feel like the whole world is stacked up against you. Like the whole world is like, is it me? Everything I do, nothing is working. That is frustrating. And most people who get to that level of frustration, they bail. And you shouldn't bail yet. Like, I don't care what you're in. Like you're pursuing a career in sales, you're marketing, you're doing affiliate marketing, you're doing network marketing, you're doing something that's based on production. Don't give up yet, man. You can figure it out. But you got to do a little bit of you got to look back and like do some analysis and figure out why it's not working. And then you can go, okay, cool. I think I got this figured out, because you should be able to get it figured out. All right. Okay. So I got one over here and one over here. So I'm going to end this. I hope you guys are having a good day. Again, if you're interested in this retreat that I'm doing, leave me a message. I'll come back here and check later. I'm getting ready to go out with my wife for the night. But all right. So I'm going to end this one over here on Facebook and Instagram, or Facebook and X, and we'll see you guys. And then I'm going to come over to the phone.